What is Stolper-Samuelson theorem? Is this a new theorem of international trade, or is this a theorem which came as a development in the trade theory? What does Stolper-Samuelson theorem deal with? So let's look at all these details. Welcome you all to the new video. So what does the Stolper-Samuelson theorem state? So this is the theorem all about. This is the Stolper-Samuelson theorem all about. First of all, this is the theorem put forward by Stolper and Samuelson. Stolper is an Austrian-born American economist, and Samuelson is a purely American economist. So this is the theorem which came as an extension of the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, and this is related to change in price of the commodity and change in return of the scarce factor. So the theorem states that the tariff imposition on a commodity's import will lead to increase in price of the commodity, and finally ultimately it will lead to increase in price of the factors, real return of the factor, real return of the scarce factor. Real return of the scarce factor will increase after tariff imposition, or due to the impact of tariff imposition on a commodity in a nation. The price of the commodity will increase after tariff imposition. This is a common thing. So after tariff imposition, price of the commodity will increase. Then when price of the commodity will increase, the real return of the factor, real return of the scarce factor, that means labor in America, capital in India. So real return of the scarce factor will increase when tariff is imposed, and subsequently the price is increased on of that commodity after tariff imposition. We will look into the details. How does tariff imposition leads to increase in price of the commodity, and finally increase in real return of the scarce factor. Let's look into the details. Welcome you all to the new video. So I have an example for you. We have two nations and two commodities. I'll remind you, this is ultimately 2 into 2 trade model specified by the Heckscher-Ohlin theory. As I told you that this is this theorem is in line with the Heckscher-Ohlin theory of international trade. This theorem came as a development in the Heckscher-Ohlin theory put forward by Stolper and Samuelson, called popularly the Stolper-Samuelson theorem of trade. And we have two nations and two commodities. Nation 1 and Nation 2 are the two nations. Commodity X and commodity Y are the two commodities. So nation 1 is a labor abundant country like India. Nation 2 is capital abundant country like the United States. Commodity X is the labor intensive commodity like textile commodity. Commodity Y is a capital intensive commodity like aircraft engine. So we assume the trade will take place as per the Heckscher-Ohlin theories assumptions and arguments. So trade will happen completely as per the Heckscher-Ohlin theory. That means the nation 1 as a labor abundant nation will specialize will export labor intensive commodity. Nation 2 as a capital abundant nation will export commodity Y, which is capital intensive commodity. So India exports India exports textile commodity. The United States export aircraft engine. So this is the order of trade as per the Heckscher-Ohlin theory. So the theorem is in line with this Heckscher-Ohlin theorem, but in the meanwhile tariff is imposed on the commodities import in both nations. This is not in line with the Heckscher-Ohlin theorem. Actually, Heckscher-Ohlin theorem theory assumed that there will be no trade barriers but as per the theorem, as per the Stolper-Samuelson theorem, in the meanwhile the trade tariff will be imposed on both commodities by both nations. That means India imposes tariff on aircraft engines import from the United States. In return, the United States imposes tariff on textile commodities which is being imported from India. So first let's look the tariff imposition by capital abundant nation like the United States. So the the United States as a capital abundant country imposes tariff on the import of commodity X. Commodity X is a labor intensive commodity. Suppose it is textile commodity which is being imported from India. So when tariff is imposed on textile commodity, the price of textile commodity in the United States will increase after tariff imposition. For example, if 100% tariff was imposed on textile commodity by the United States, so the price of textile will multiply, will double due to the tariff imposition of 100%. So the price of X is a capital labor intensive commodity, so to speak, textile commodity. So Px by Py will increase, the ratio will increase as the value of X is increasing, as the price of X is increasing. So in nation 2, which is capital abundant nation, the United States, Px by Py will increase. That means the real wage will be ultimately increased. So we will look at how does this increase in real wage in the United States happen. So why does this happen in the United States? So when tariff is imposed on the commodity, tariff is imposed on commodity X in nation 2, then price of X by price of Y will rise in nation 2. That means textile commodities price will increase in the United States as the price of X is increasing. So nation 2 will produce more of X. That means the United States will start producing more of textile commodity after the rise in price of textile. For example, when the United States impose 100% tariff on textile commodities import from India, price of textile commodity will be increased by 100% itself. Then it will be profitable for many producers of textile commodities in the United States to produce more of X, more of textile, as its price is very high. So remind you, there is no 100% specialization even after international trade. As per the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, both countries will produce both commodities, but one country will specialize on, will produce more of a commodity on which that nation has the comparative advantage. Anyway, all commodities will be produced by all nations, both nations. So when price of the commodity increases after tariff imposition in a tariff imposing nation, the producers of that commodity in that nation will start producing more of that commodity. For example, in the United States, textile producers of the United States will start producing more of textile in the United States as its price is very high after imposing tariff on import of textile from India. So what will happen when production level increases on textile commodity in the United States increases? What will happen? The demand for scarce factor will increase, because textile is a labor intensive commodity. As we assume, textile is a labor intensive commodity. So when American producers of textile starts producing more of that commodity, demand for labor will be on a very high. Demand for labor will increase in the United States. So the price of labor or the wage rate will increase in the United States. That means real return of labor, that means real wage rate in the United States will increase after tariff imposition. So this is the way in which tariff imposition on a commodity leads to the increase in real return of the factor increases as argued by the Stolper-Samuelson theorem. So this is the way in which the price of labor will increase in a capital abundant nation, the United States, after imposing tariff on labor intensive commodity by the United States. The same will happen in a labor abundant nation as well. When tariff is being imposed by labor abundant nation on capital intensive commodity, for example, India as a labor abundant nation imposes tariff on aircraft engine which is being imported from the United States. The price of aircraft engine in India will increase after tariff imposition. If tariff imposition is 100%, price of aircraft engine in India will also be doubled after 100% tariff. The price will increase by 100%. So what our producers of aircraft engine will do, Indian producers of aircraft engine, as it is assumed by the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, Indian producers of aircraft engine will start producing more aircraft engine. So the demand for capital in India will increase as we start producing more aircraft engine, eyeing on higher price of aircraft engine after tariff imposition. So real return of capital in India will increase. When price of capital in India will increase, that means the real return of capital scarce factor in India, which is capital, will increase. So this is Stolper-Samuelson theorem. That means after tariff imposition, real return of the scarce factor will increase. After tariff imposition, real return of the scarce factor will increase. That means in India, scarce factor is capital. So after tariff imposition by India on capital intensive commodities, the demand for the price of commodity will increase in capital intensive commodity will increase in India. The demand for capital will increase in India. So subsequently the price of capital will increase in India. That means real return of the scarce factor in India will increase after tariff imposition. The same has happened in the capital abundant nation of the United States. When the United States imposed tariff on labor intensive commodity, price of labor intensive commodity in the United States increased, and domestic producers of the United States starts producing more of textile after tariff imposition. So demand for labor has increased after their producers starts producing more of textile commodity. So demand for labor increased in the United States, capital abundant nation. That is a scarce factor of the United States. So demand for capital labor increased in the United States. So price of labor, that is wage rate, real wage rate of the United States increased after tariff imposition by the capital abundant nation of the United States. So this is the Stolper-Samuelson theorem. So to speak, the Stolper-Samuelson theorem states that the tariff imposition leads to increase in real return of the scarce factor. So as per the Heckscher-Ohlin theory, capital abundant nation export capital intensive commodity, labor abundant nation export labor intensive commodity. So when capital abundant nation impose tariff on labor intensive commodity, the price of labor intensive commodity in capital abundant nation will increase. Then it will be profitable for the domestic producers to produce more of that labor intensive commodity. So labor is a scarce factor in the United States. So demand for labor in the United States will increase when they start producing more of labor intensive commodity. So demand for labor increased in the United States. That means the price of labor has increased. So real wage of the United States has increased. So this is the way in which tariff imposition by the United States increase in real wage rate in the United States. The same will happen in a labor abundant country. When labor abundant nation impose tariff on labor intensive commodity, the price of labor intensive commodity in India will increase. So capital intensive commodity will in India will increase. So Indian domestic producers will start producing more of capital intensive commodity. So demand for capital will increase in India as a result. So price of capital will increase finally. So real return of the scarce factor in India increased because of tariff imposition. So here we are discussing about the way in which tariff imposition on a commodity leads to increase in real return of the scarce factor. This is the Stolper-Samuelson theorem. So it's because of the prevalence of the Stolper-Samuelson theorem, the trade unions, labor unions in industrial nations or advanced economies favor tariff hike. So why do they support increase in tariff? Because industrial nations focus on industrial commodities which are produced more by capital, less by labor. So when tariff is imposed, domestic production, the domestic price of the commodity will increase, and domestic producers will start producing that labor intensive commodity. When labor intensive commodities are being produced more in a capital intensive nation, the demand for labor will further increase. So the real wage of the industrialized nations will increase. So that is why the trade unions or labor unions will support tariff hike on the commodities which is being imported by the advanced economies or industrialized economies. Thank you.